Good morning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, can you hear to me?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. We can hear you, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Harika Mataji, can you hear me?
I can hear, Prabhuji. We can hear you.
Yeah. Now I can hear you as well. Okay. Let me offer prayer and then we start. ॐ ज्ञानातिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कथा मह्यं ददति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलान् श्रीगुरुवैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सागणरघुनाथान्वितां तां सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सह गणललित श्रीविशाख अन्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत् गोपीश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So let's go on with our systematic study of Vedic scriptures. In that we are in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, so to say in the middle of this chapter, which is entitled The Most Confidential Knowledge. If we do not accept this fact that this knowledge is most confidential, then we cannot advance any further in understanding Bhagavad Gita, the essence of it, the principles of it, the revelations that are present in it, which are the direct words of Lord Sri Krishna. So it is very important to accept, to have faith in this, that these words are not ordinary. These words are not relative. These words are absolute truth, spoken by the Supreme Lord, who is absolute truth. So these are not appeared um, due to man-made creation, but it's Lord's revelations for us. And when we accept that, then we will be able to appreciate the greatness of the Lord. And we do not, when we don't do not accept this fact, what happens is we get more envious of Lord and His opulences and His greatness. When I was reading this chapter, yeah, somehow in 1999, yeah, that moment when I was in this ISKCON Bangalore, I remember this, that I was not able to understand this most confidential knowledge. Yeah. And that's why I think it is very, very important and sensitive that such confidential um, topics are discussed in a right forum. So we cannot simply go and tell everyone, hey, Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Then not everyone can understand, appreciate, and accept it. But when we discuss the same subject matter with the people who are potentially seeking the absolute truth, who are really open minded, who are really having faith in the words of Bhagavad Gita, in the words of Lord Krishna, then we can understand and appreciate. And when we apply, yeah, because this faith is criteria number one to accept Bhagavad Gita, to hear, to embrace the message of Godhead. Yeah, after that, yeah, then the next steps are um, taken care by the Lord, because Lord reveals from within to give us, impart this knowledge and help us advance in Krishna consciousness. Yeah, with that uh, keynote, let's begin with our recitation. Let me see the list of participants. Harika Mataji, can you read 17?
Sure, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
18, Prabhuji.
Acha. So verse number 18.
Uh,
Yeah.
Gatir Bhagavad Gita 9.18. गतिर्भर्ता प्रभु साक्षी निवासः शरणं सुहृत् प्रभवाः प्रलयस्थानं निधानं वीर्यम् अव्ययम्. Translation: I am the goal, the sustainer, the master, the witness, the and the most dear friend. I am the creation and the annihilation, the basis of everything, the resting place and the eternal seed. Purport: Gati means the destination where we want to go, but the ultimate goal is Krishna. Although people don't know it, one who does not know Krishna is misled, and his so called progressive march is either partial or hallucinatory. There are many who make as their destination different demigods, and by rigid performance of the strict perspective methods, they reach different planets known as Chandraloka, Suryaloka, Indraloka, Maharloka, etc. But all such lokas or planets, being creations of Krishna, are simultaneously Krishna and not Krishna. Such planets, being manifestations of Krishna's energy, are also Krishna, but actually they serve only as a step forward for realization of Krishna. To approach the different energies of Krishna is to approach Krishna indirectly. One should directly approach Krishna. For that will save time and energy. For example, if there is a possibility of going to the top of a building by the help of an elevator, why should one go to by the staircase step by step? Everything is resting on Krishna's energy. Therefore, without Krishna's shelter, nothing can exist. Krishna is the supreme ruler because everything belongs to him and everything exists on his energy. Krishna being situated in everyone's heart is the supreme witness. The residences, countries, or planets on which we live are also Krishna. Krishna is the ultimate goal of shelter, and therefore one should take shelter of Krishna either for protection or for annihilation of his distress. And whenever we have to take protection, we should know that our protection must be a living force. Krishna is the supreme living entity, and since Krishna is the source of our generation or the supreme father, no one can be a better friend than Krishna, nor can anyone be a better well wisher. Krishna is the original source of creation and the ultimate rest after annihilation. Krishna is therefore the eternal cause of all causes. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Harika Mataji. So, see so much about Krishna's greatness. Yeah. And how did you find when you're reading about this greatness of Krishna?
Yes, Prabhuji. As you said in the beginning of the class, unless if we go to the person and say, so Krishna is Supreme Lord, nobody can understand. We have to trust it and read the Bhagavad Gita from that. And really, it's a direct step, as it's said, not like a staircase process. So,
Yeah.
who are fortunate can understand this.
Mm. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. But again, the same thing. If we do not have faith, we cannot advance because. But then, just having that faith, is it not blind faith? Yeah. Mm. Anyone? What do you say? So when we are saying that you should have faith in words of Krishna, what is the scientific reason, logic behind, or reasoning behind having the faith? Uh, is it not blind faith, or is it a proper faith? What do you say, Gaurav Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, if this faith is, I think if it is derived from the person who has experienced,
Mm-hmm.
who has derived the experience or lived as per that faith, and yes, experience if he has, and if we are deriving from that person, then we can rely.
Yeah, but when we say have faith in Krishna, so what is the basis for it? How do we say that it's not blind faith or it's blind faith?
But some things that Krishna is saying, for example, this transmigration of the soul, or that we have the same experience from the birth to our old age. We feel that we are the same person even though the body is changing, and that we can also relate to our experience, and then we can understand that yes, this is true, not unscientific, and
Okay.
thus we can develop the faith.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you.
So by putting yes in the practical, how much it is
Mm-hmm.
relevant.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Gaurav Prabhu. Anyone else want to say? Is it blind faith?
Yeah. When Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Mm-hmm.
When we go to the root cause, like why, and how is this coming? Why is this in this place? We usually go to the root. Maybe as one group, we believe that this power is Krishna, and there are some more groups who call it this energy as their own self.
Mm-hmm.
So, like we are sort of a group who will call this uh, faith as Krishna,
Mm-hmm.
because we believe that he himself has narrated the Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. And when usually, yeah, for me, when I was studying, the organs are always placed in that same place where it has to be. If it is in the heart is into the lungs position, it will be abnormal. So
Mm-hmm.
why this thing has to be in that same place? Somebody has done this. So that's a faith, and we think that this is normal. For me,
Mm-hmm.
having those organs in the same position is faith, that okay, I believe that this is normal. So we name it as Krishna who has done this, and maybe it is inbuilt when you experience it.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Radhika Mataji. Yeah. So what you're saying is basically that it is with our experience, whatever we see to be truth, then we start accepting and building the faith. Correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm. And for that matter, the same thing can reveal someone a certain truth or faith,
Mm,
and for someone else a different faith. The same thing.
yes,
Okay. Yeah.
yes.
Thank you. Yeah. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Mm-hmm. Hare Krishna, Varsha Mataji. Welcome
Yeah,
back.
thank you, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, I sort of agree with Gaura Prabhu, Radhika Mataji that, yeah, our own experience of the higher being is necessary, but the root, it emerges from the study of the scriptures. And then when we say now that what to believe, what is true, what is not, we fall on to this trio of sadhu, guru, and shastra.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe once slowly, if we start reading and analytically study, that also give us some idea. Okay, yes, Krishna is a supreme power. Then if we are in the sadhu sangha, we again get an idea. Okay, yes, Krishna is all the, and of course, like this guru also, if that we believe that what guru is saying, he knows, he has experienced the higher sense better than us. Sometimes not all of us are qualified to experience also that supreme being. So that is one thing. And if by God grace we also can experience, and whatever is written in the shastra, what sadhu is saying, what guru is saying, our faith becomes firm. So I don't think so that what we are believing is just some blind faith. We all would have thought about it, analyzed in our mind, experienced somewhere or the other. Then only we are believing that yes, Krishna is a supreme personality of Godhead.
Yeah, thank you, Varshamati. So, in a nutshell, what you're saying is that we are not having blind faith, but based on some reasoning of our own and through our own experience and through the eyes of yeah, Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru. Yeah, we are able to say that this is not blind faith, but it's actually right way of having faith. Correct?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Anyone else? Because this is very important point. Yeah. Otherwise, very
Um,
soon we may get start thinking that we are also becoming sentimentalist or yeah. Sagar, I think you were saying.
yes, Prabhuji. Just one small thing to add. I think, let's say when we are born as a baby, now who is it that gives us the path to everyone, to us, to the newborn babies, right? For us as well, it's our parents. Now, can we say that we would follow that path because we have faith or we don't have faith in our parents? we wouldn't say that, right? We simply follow that. But then we do not say it is blind faith. We say it's all about the love and the relationship that we have got. So similarly, now that we have grown up and we have our own way of thinking, we pursue the world, but then for the bigger universe, we are just a minuscule. We are nothing in front of the entire cosmos. So I don't know if we have the right to say, we believe or we do not believe. I think we just have to follow in this case. And I won't say it should be blind faith. It is actually, it comes to the same point, right? So when we were kids, we did not know anything, so we believed in our parents. And even we are grown up, it does not mean that we can now use our brains and contradict something against the shastras or what has been said. So
So what you're saying is that with the analogy of a newborn baby, right? Or even while the child is growing, so he is accepting his parents, whatever he's saying, right? So he's doing
right.
it. But if you see sometimes the kids, na, if you take away the chocolate from his hand, yeah, he doesn't follow you. Yeah. So if you say take a yeah you do this, you do that, the kid also says no, I will not do it. Yeah. If you say stop playing or go to sleep, he will not do that.
That is true. I think that is again Maya, where we think what we need is something that is important, but we do
Mhm.
not know what is
Yeah.
important and what is not important.
Which means there we have put our faith in Maya, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So there is a faith still there. But very nice point that you brought. Yeah, that makes me think. Yeah, the integral, the very innate attribute of a living being or a soul is uh, to be open. Yeah, the child, uh, the child is not having faith in God. That's why he's leaving everything. Let it happen. Yeah, he is also scared, right? He is also scared. That's why he cries whenever he hears some harsh sound, or he is excited when he sees something that is very colorful, right? So he is also being affected by the surroundings. That is one thing. But in innate nature or innate property or attribute of a being or a soul is still there. Yeah, whether to accept or not to accept or not, that is always there, that is always going on. And some are becoming positioned in the mode of goodness, and some are in the mode of ignorance, and some are in the mode of passion. Yeah, based on what is the influence that they are getting in, as you said, Maya, right, or the illusion. Accordingly, something is visible to them that builds a one kind of faith, and something is they are blind to it, that builds their disfaith in that. Correct? Hmm? Just like we see some people have phobia, right?
Yeah.
Some all kinds of phobias. This is also a faith, right? When you have faith that something will not happen, you will not have that phobia. If you have a faith that something bad will happen, then you will create phobia. And all this personality development right from childhood till 50 years, 60 years, even now courses are being conducted for aged people, how to cope up the last days of life. So all these things are being kind of a counseling that is going on. Yeah, either in a systematic way or in a sporadic spontaneity that is coming on its way. Some are properly put in a school, and some are not going to a school to learn. Some are learning lessons in the real world, in the real life, rather than in yeah. So many kinds of paradigms are there, and due to which different kind of paradigms are resulting in different kinds of philosophies and different kinds of faiths. And ultimately, yeah, because everyone has a free will. Yeah, maybe the child who is born who cannot walk, he doesn't has a free will to walk. Yeah, he has, but his free will is conditioned by that he is not having the strength yet in his muscle to withstand his weight, to balance his, and all those things are not developed, but still that free will is there to embrace one. And we are now talking about, yeah, thanks Sagar Prabhu. So this is nice point, which brings now I think you may have now a question. Is there no faith due to which things happen, or was there a faith due to which things are happening? Hmm? Right?
Right. I mean, so I think the way how I was thinking about it is that, when we are newborn,
Hmm.
we put blind faith in our parents. Now, at that time, we did not had any ego or any feeling for ourselves. So there is
Hmm.
nothing wrong in putting a blind faith in our parents,
Hmm.
because we know that we are in the safest hands possible on the
Hmm.
earth.
Hmm.
Now, similarly, even if we are grown up, we are just a minuscule in the cosmos.
Hmm.
What is wrong in saying blind faith?
Yeah, but then are we saying it as a blind faith? Are we saying as a confident faith? We know that everything will be taken care. It is not blind faith, right? It is a strong foundation. Yeah, you are convinced. Blind faith is something where you think, wow, okay, I don't know anything. Someone, this is, yeah. I mean, there is no kind of a reason behind why someone has some faith on that, right? But here we have, as you exactly said, we had so much confidence that our parents are our safeguard. They are perfectly protect us. They perfectly give everything to us. That faith is not blind faith. The child is carefree because he says, my care is taken by my parents. Is that not a true faith?
I mean, the question which I was struggling with, Prabhuji, is,
Hmm.
let's say if you define a word confident or true faith,
Hmm.
if someone more knowledgeable comes,
Hmm.
then there is a very high chance that there is a contradiction happening, and then our mind is like a monkey, as we all know, and then
Hmm.
it goes away in a different direction.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think there is no other way apart from having the blind faith, or else we cannot be called as a devotee. That's how I'm feeling.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. That exactly, it is said that faith without reasoning, yeah, is sentiment, and what is that other one? One is the sentiment, other one is, oh, I forgot this. This is very nicely said that if we do not know what we are doing and if we are just doing it, yeah, then it is sentiment, and after some time we will stop doing it. Let's say, for example, we commit like, okay, doing fasting, yeah. If we don't know why we are doing, after some time now we may think what are we doing, because it doesn't uh, we are not able to rejoice what is the purpose are we doing, because mind is always thinking, "Hey, if there is a no reason, why are you doing, are you a fool?" This is the question that keeps coming, isn't it? When we are doing something without a reason, what comes to our mind? Yeah, we think that, okay, yeah, so we are not doing something purposeful. Yeah, we may always feel like, hey, we don't know the purpose, what are we doing? And that's why when we are doing, we think that, okay, if someone is coming and asking, why are you doing this? Yes, very simple logic. At work, if someone is coming and asking, hey, why are you doing this? And if I'm telling my manager told me, how will people perceive me? Sagar Prabhu, your manager, you are just taking the name of your manager, saying, hey, I don't know, but my manager told me, that's why I'm doing. What will people think of you?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they would say
I,
that what happened to your intelligence or what happened to you? You should be convinced why you are doing, right?
exactly. But but as I said, my biggest question is, you
Hmm.
know, when we show devotion,
Yeah,
is it the right way of, is it the is this right to put our minds
yeah, yeah.
and
We
put
will
our
come.
logical reasoning there?
Yeah, we will come to the that part. But I think because you brought this very interesting point, na, is there something called faith or not, or is it just following? Yeah, this is when we're talking about that. There is definitely a need to know what we are doing, why we are doing. Yeah, why? Because first of all, in this example of the manager, if we keep telling, if something went wrong, if we say, hey, because of him it went wrong, then there is no one who is going to accept. They would say that because you have done it, yeah, because you are part of it, you are accountable for it, you are responsible for it. Yeah, no one else is responsible for it, right? We cannot take names. This is clear, right? Yeah, we just have to say, okay, this I'm trying to understand. To my understanding, this is what is it, and due to which I have done this. So definitely, what we are doing, we are bringing our experience, we are bringing our understanding, we are bringing our knowledge, putting it into a context of what has happened, and share it. Yeah, and now. Um, when it comes to someone telling us something to do, it is very, very important to know why. Yeah, why? Because that is helping us to know what that helps us in many ways. First of all, we know how seriously we need to be careful. Just like if someone is saying, "Okay, I have a very nice car, drive it," and then you say, "Yes, I have full faith in you, your words, and now I'll sit into the car, and if I turn on and I don't know anything about the engine and mechanism of it, I can't drive it." Just having this blind faith that, okay, someone said, hey, you can drive the car, and if you sit in the car it won't work. You need to still understand how it works and how to do it and take guidance and then apply that. Then only we can drive the car, right? So coming to this very uh, important point, that it is very common people challenge us saying that, hey, you are very fanatic. And you are very dogmatic. All these old you're using some things in the past that you cannot prove now, or you do not, I mean, there is so many things um, outdated, and you still think blindly follow it because they say, hey, get up in the morning, you do that, you do this rituals and all those things. How can a yagna, fire sacrifice, when you are performing, can, if you're burning some wood and if you're pouring some ghee, huh, we only are seeing those things with our eyes, and we are not able to see that what is the outcome. Why? I know that if I want to make a dish, I have to put things into a vessel, and if I cook it properly, then it comes properly. Right? This is what I can see. But if some sticks are burnt, huh, what I can see is only some ashes, some smoke, some ghee burning, some fire. With that, how is that the lords or gods are pleased? How can I understand that? Hmm? Huh? And what is happening is that then because of this, some people accept it, some people do not accept it. Some people says all this is bogus. Some says there is no basis. In that comes all these challenges about the faith, because when we don't know, yeah, when we do not know this, then what happens is that we start losing that strength in that faith, whatever little we have put, isn't it? With great difficulty, we are convinced. But then, if 10 people around us are telling, Either we are foolishly not accepting them, saying, no, you don't know, guys, yeah, or we are, there is a high chance that we also start joining them, thinking, yeah, I think they are right. So, in that way, our faith can become weak, diminish. So that's why we see so many people come in one phase of their life, they accept devotion, and after some time they think, devotion, uh, uh, I'm not getting taste or I'm not getting strength. Because uh, when we know that bhakti is also yoga, yoga, yeah, Patanjali, in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, it is said yoga means a full, it absorbs a lot of energy from us. It needs a lot of energy from us because we need to fully focus on that activity. When we want to practice bhakti also, we need full energy. And what is a very strong drainer? Yeah. First of all, with great difficulty, we are getting the energy to practice bhakti. But what can be a potential drainer of such energy is having no faith or losing faith. And how can it happen? By disassociation or by association of people who do not have faith. Hmm? And then this becomes a bigger problem. And when we are in association of people who do not have faith, then what happens is our strength to whatever faith we have put in, that also becomes weak. So what is required? Yeah, that whatever little faith, and now coming to the source of, or the root cause of having this faith is that, yeah, as I said, it is the integral attribute of every being is having this investing faith in something. Investing, yeah, this is our right of accepting things is what is called faith. And this can always swing in all possible ways if we are not properly channelized. And what is that channelizing is called? This is called that strong foundation, yeah, strong faith, yeah. That little thing, what we have, where to put, yeah, needs support. And that support, yeah, as Barsha Mataji was mentioning, that is the sadhu, shastra, and guru. When we are not taking support of these three, then the faith will fall down. Sadhu, yeah, sadhus are those realized souls who have, yeah, if you say Bhagavad Gita, there says Vyasadev, Asita, Narada, yeah, the great sages, they have realized this, and they have uh, proved what is the truth, absolute truth of Bhagavad Gita. So it is not that we are blindly following something that is coming to our mind or blindly accepting something someone is telling, but we are seeing who is the speaker, who is that, who is telling it, what is his role, what is his position, from where is he telling. Just like in a school when we are sitting, uh, in school, if we don't have faith, what are we doing? Hmm? We are sitting in a maths class, and the teacher is telling something. If we don't have faith, what are we doing? Hmm? What are we doing when we don't have faith in the words of the teacher? Revolt.
Not learning.
Yeah, outcome is not learning, but it can also be learning, right? You're learning of something. I remember when I was in eighth class, I remember that I was in a maths class. The teacher, she was writing a theorem or something, and she was writing something. I just simply said, teacher, what you have put is wrong. And she was saying, how is it possible? Then I said, no, in third class or fourth class, when I was reading math, this is what is the I understand from it. What she simply said is go to, because in this whole school there is also class 4. She said go and get the textbook and show me where you see that. Of course, I mean, I know the teacher even before joining the school, so we had a friendly terms. So she was very nicely telling me, go and get. She gave me the freedom that I could bunk the class in the middle, look for the book. I got the book and then presented it, and we had nice discussion. And she opened my eyes, saying that, uh, yeah, what is your understanding is not correct because of this reason. So what happens now? Hmm? Whatever the
Clarity comes.
right. Whatever the faith that I have put in is corrected. Hmm? As a child, when we don't know anything, we have full freedom to put faith in everything. But what is the guarantee that something is correct or wrong? Huh? There is a high risk, isn't it? And through proper education, then what is happening? This faith is being strengthened in the right way. Hmm? Just like in the schools, then we are taught, okay, this is what, and that's why what is our sources of that knowledge is Shastras, the Vedantas, the Upanishads. Why? Because there is no other best way of understanding the knowledge than from the revealed scriptures. These are revealed. These are not written by observation, but these are revealed. So absolutely truthful. So Shastras. And now again, I mean, there is always this aspect of, but how can we have faith again in that Shastra? Yeah, we'll come to that later, yeah, shortly after. So then that question will always come about Shastras. What is the proof that these Shastras are absolute truth? How can we be convinced that these Shastras are real? Hmm. But by not but by seeing who have applied that and who have been successful. Just like if we get into Oxford University, then we see that okay, what is the success rate? 100%. Okay, we know that. That's why there is a lot of competition to get into this Oxford University. Or they see that what is the future of the students who come out of Oxford University? Ah, they have become that, these, that. Yes, this means this is the right knowledge that they are getting to become that experts in that field. And in our field, what is that our field? To be a Vedantist. To become what? To understand the gist of everything, the Vedantas, to understand the essence of all the Vedas, who have learned through that, what have they achieved, what have they done? Yeah. When we see that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, yeah, in 1919s, or Bhaktivinoda Thakur, yeah, though he was a magistrate, collector, and during the British time, still has established so much uh, Vedic literature. He made it available. And his son Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur has preached all over India about this Vedanta sutras, the essence of it. Yeah, and then how it has transformed lives of everyone for good, by seeing how the Shastras, when they are put in the right way, what is the result that is giving, that gives us the faith. And then sometimes what happens is that even then we have questions, yeah, because there is the Shastras, and how did that correlate to a success story of some great personality, and but what does it mean to me? Comes the Guru. Then, by the grace of the spiritual master, a Swami, a Guru, a Sadhu in our life, what is happening? We are able to understand it as it is, because these people who are telling this are empowered people. What they are speaking is not um, just to make money, yeah, not these so-called bogus gurus, because there are also so many gurus who say that who claim themselves to be gurus, and earn, who are not on the line of sadhu and shastra, so cannot become guru. So scriptures are saying who is a paramahamsa. Scriptures are saying who is a mahatma. Yeah, when we talk about paramahamsa, in the sannyasi order of life, the one who is at constantly remembering and who is all constantly serving the lotus feet of the Lord is called paramahamsa. He is untouched by anything. So when we see that, okay, the scriptures are telling who is, how to understand things with that science, yeah, because we believe so much in science, because science is giving us strength. Wait, yeah, Haribol, I think I can mute everyone. Yeah, it's already muted. So So then that is the reason why we need is not just Shastras, because those are from time immemorial there, and always there is a challenge to accept it, because can they uh, be relevant even to date? Shastras, oh, those were the days when there was a lot of mode of goodness, mode of passion, and now mode of ignorance is there. How? Yeah. If we take Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, we can understand that how is the life in Kali Yuga. We don't have to create a book of observing everything, how people are doing mating and dating and all those things. Now, all those things are already described to that detail, to which we need to know what kind of world we live and what is the way out. So in that way, in Srimad Bhagavatam, in Ramayana, in Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata, in all these scriptures, there's ample amount of data through which we can understand. But still, when we have challenges to accept things, then we should always understand tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadeshyanti te gnanam gnaninas tattvadarshinaha. So first is the gnan, which is the revealed scriptures. Gnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Tattvadarshinaha means people who have seen the truth. Huh? And what should we do? We should approach them, we should serve them, we should please them, we should inquire submissively. When we do the inquire submissive, what does that mean? That is open minded. Just like as we were talking about the child who was very open minded, he didn't know what to do. He didn't had this strong walls or pillars or fences around him saying that this is what is the formula of life. Huh? For him, he doesn't know whatever was coming, it was directly touching him, that he's experiencing happiness or sadness or pain or happiness, everything he was experiencing directly. But then, in the association where he was put, that is building his walls of protection. If he is in the good association, he will be protected from bad. If he is in bad association, he will be protected by bad association. Yeah. So that's how the dynamics of faith play. And that's why it's not that through blind faith we can manage, or we can survive in bhakti. Yeah. But it is when we have this strong foundation, as like a ladder. Ladder needs both. It needs the bhakti, and it also needs the support, the strength of sadhu, shastra, and guru. When we have these two things, yeah, then only we can climb. Then only we can take support and advance in bhakti. Okay, still, I mean, are we still having any doubt about the faith aspect? Hmm? Are we
Hare
still
Krishna,
doing blind faith? Are we still, yeah?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I mean, thanks for bringing this topic. There is one question which was troubling us since quite a lot. I mean, quite a long time.
Hmm.
I mean, whatever was shared by Varsha Mataji, Radhika Mataji, Sagar Prabhuji. I mean, uh, yeah, they all added valuable inputs of how faith can be nurtured, developed by going through scriptures and everything. But I had this question, Prabhuji. Uh, recently, maybe a couple of years back, when we went to Pasav temple, or recently also when we were visiting all the places in Vrindavan. So we were in the middle of a pandemic, and obviously we will take precautions while visiting such holy places, because all devotees wanted to visit. So when I was in Pasav during the first wave, there was one Mataji. She was wearing a mask and entering the dinner hall, and one Prabhuji said, "No need to wear a mask because soul cannot be killed. You can bravely go, have your prasadam, and come back." So when I heard that, I was there. Technically, whatever the Prabhuji, whatever he said was right. Soul cannot be killed, but still, Krishna gave us the responsibility to be in this material body and serve him in whatever capacity that we develop in this material life. So, I mean, there as an, as an audience there, I cannot doubt, but still the Mataji was hesitant to remove her mask, because we still have our fears and social responsibilities to maintain social distancing in pandemic. And similarly in Vrindavan also, that okay, there are some devotees who are taking precautions, and there are some devotees, like they have the faith in the God that okay, no matter even if COVID comes, we are protected. But they there this conflict of thought comes, Prabhuji, that I think Krishna also gave us some social responsibility, that we have to lead a healthy life to serve him in as long as we can in this material body. But if we put a blind faith, it's like, as you said, driving a car in the dark, that then maybe I don't know, Prabhuji, I mean, how to interpret that. So it is a slightly controversial question, but yeah, I mean, I'm happy that I could share here. Maybe you can help me.
Yeah, thanks, Dinesh Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, so that is the danger that we have, right? When we have a blind faith, yeah. And now, on what basis is this blind faith, and what completeness of information it's based on? We see also that there are so many in devotee community. They say, hey, just like in Andhra Pradesh, no, in Telangana, right? Who is that? CBR? No, KVR.
KCR,
KCR, sorry. KVR is his son, right?
KTR is his
KTR
son,
is his
IT
son.
minister. Yeah.
Okay. So he was saying, what is this COVID? There nothing. It's a fever. Nothing. What was his information? Yeah, has led to his outcome. What happened was that because of his whatever strategy he wanted to pull in, or whatever he thought, it's nothing for us. Nothing will happen. But truth is always truth, right? So now that is the test time, where the test of faith, of truthfulness of that faith. Yeah, it is not about that what he had faith is the question. It is about on what information he had put that faith is very important, isn't it? Hmm? If putting faith on truth and putting faith on false, it doesn't matter how strong is your faith, right? These are two independent things.
Yes, Prabhuji.
If you put a very, very strong faith in something that is wrong, it will not change anything, yeah, because that false will always be false. And if you have very weak faith on the most absolute truth, yeah, the absolute truth will also not change. The, so the aspect of truthfulness or not of a particular thing always is constant. It's not changing. It is only the perception or the faith that we bring into it, is making us influence, and way that we act is changing, right? If that KCR, he had strong faith in what is happening and in abroad is absolute truth, I mean, or is really truth, he believed, then what would have happened? He would have taken different care. And because he didn't thought that it's nothing, it's just nothing for him, he had more faith on his own people reporting, then he had a different outcome. The result is differing, but not the fact. Fact is always still the same, the seriousness of the problem. And now coming back to your example, if someone is saying that don't wear mask because soul is not affected, yeah, but we are protecting ourselves against, yeah, we are protecting our body, not the soul.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. And protecting body, of course, is very much needed because everything is property of the Lord. So we are the caretakers of His property, which means even our body, which is His. Yeah, this is Shastra again. He has also said Shastra, and I am also saying Shastra. Hmm? And both are truths. Both are truth, isn't it? Because it's not that, okay, this is very, very interesting thing. I used to give the example of who is that Muslim preacher, Naik, Zakir Naik, right? Zakir Naik also is using Manusmriti. He's also talking about Bhagavad Gita. He's also talking about what is that? Yeah, anyway, he also uses our scriptures. But what is he doing? He's using the same scriptures. Yeah, that is the reason. It is not just Shastras will save us. It is that Shastras and Sadhus. When the same, yeah, just like the milk, right? It is said when milk is there. Milk is very nice thing. It will nurture our body very nicely so we can drink the milk. But just before you drink the milk, if this milk is touched by a snake, what is happening? This whole milk, which is such a valuable thing, which can save so many lives, is becoming what? Uh, is a thing that can take lives, isn't it? So the same Shastras has such a great potency. What happens is that anyone can take a bit and beat, just like here Zakir Naik. Yeah? I'm not telling about the devotee of Simhachalam. Yeah? What I want to tell is the same Manusmriti. Yeah, you take some references and you just start telling, meat eating is recommended even in Manusmritis. Yeah, and he will tell number 112 and point 2 and what all nonsense he will just tell. He doesn't tell what is the topmost principle, which is also mentioned that one should be non-violent. Hmm?
Yes,
So
Prabhuji.
I forgot what kind of technique it is, but it is one of the techniques in proving something. Yeah, it is said, yeah, when you bring these two things together, then only you can understand. It is the example given is that I say that Vibhav eats every day. Huh? This is truth. And next thing is that he is losing weight. This is also truth. But what happens when we eat?
We have to gain, I mean, we have to maintain proper weight.
Yeah, at least the weight increases, right?
Yeah.
But what is happening? Yeah, is losing weight. And both are true facts, both are true statements that are given. And how to understand? Then there is a missing part. What is the missing part? That he also does fitness. When you have this part, then you can understand logically. Yes, correct. Even in spite of eating, he is losing weight because he is doing fitness. But if not completely said, what is happening? Huh? Then we are these are two contradictory statements, right? When you would put them together, two are truths. Yeah, Vibhav lost weight is truth. Vibhav eats is also truth. But when these are put together, it's a contradictory statement. But how to break this contradiction is to have a complete understanding. Yeah, Dinesh Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
That was about Zakir Naik. And now coming to this truth. Yeah, about whether to wear mask or not. Yeah, so the shastras are telling that what is we are soul, and soul cannot be slain, soul cannot be affected, and all those things, and all this COVID will not affect the soul, but the soul is in the temple of this body, right?
Correct, Prabhuji. Yes.
So now the question is, if the deities are inside the temple, are we not having security guards outside the temple? Hmm? Sri Ramanujacharya's statue of equality was very nicely established. It is a, I would say, a big achievement. But if there are no guards, what will happen? We know. Yeah.
Yes,
Sri
Prabhu. Yeah.
Sri Chinnajir Swami, he will not just leave it, right? He's saying, hey, Ramanujacharya himself is uh, established, and he has established Sri Vaishnavism strongly. He knows how to protect himself. No, he will still feel the responsibility of protecting the whole venue.
Exactly, Prabhuji. So, what even I thought is like this faith should be backed up with some social responsibility or conscious responsibility. But if it is not backed up, then it becomes a blind faith in that context. Uh,
Um, this becomes, it is just like when we talk about in the case of Shringi, right? Yeah, in Srimad Bhagavatam we have this, that Shringi, he saw that his father is insulted, and then he cursed Parikshit Maharaj. Yeah, and in that context there is nice verses that his father chastises his son. What kind of thing have you done? Huh? We see that on one side Shringi is well versed in Shastras, he knows Shastras, but after all, knowing everything, if he has committed mistake, what does that mean? He has not understood it correctly. He has not applied it correctly. But because he was a child, yeah, there is a quota in the Shastras. It is said if a child commits a mistake, it's not an offense. So he need not be punished. He will not have any sins out of it. Though that was lucky for Shringi, though he has committed such a big thing. But what to talk about when we are no more children? We have even a burden, or we have a responsibility to understand Shastras properly, apply them properly. And that is the reason why we need to always have not just Shastras but association of sadhus and Guru. Yeah.
yes, Prabhu.
Then we can save ourselves from all these problems. But when we don't have this, then we cannot be backed up by anything, and then there is a high chance we don't succeed. So that's why these three things are very, very important. Without one of these, yeah, we cannot have a strong foundation on the right thing, on investing faith on the right thing. Yeah, faith is anyway there. We are putting faith in so many things, but are we putting in the right thing? That is very important. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why I brought this. I thought, I somehow felt it's very important to believe uh, uh, on this very important point, right? We should have faith, yeah, and this faith is always, it's a constant, just like when we are driving a car, we are constantly monitoring so many things. We are monitoring the steering, we are monitoring the acceleration, we are monitoring the metrics, or whatever the surroundings, the traffic around us, yeah, which is constantly keep on changing. But still to successful drive, yeah, yeah, and so many things are changing. Still, when we are for driving successfully, what is needed? The knowledge of how to handle the traffic condition, the knowledge of how to handle the car, how to drive the car, that is needed. Sometimes this knowledge is so uh, disturbing. We even want to start looking more into it. Yeah, like, okay, I want to understand everything of the car. I want to understand right from the electrical wiring till, yeah, that is always nice. But what happens is that is not the purpose why we want to drive a car. The purpose of why we drive a car is to go to a destination. Similarly, about this, when we are in this material world, we should understand that this material body, yeah, this world where we are living, these conditions where we are, to what is the purpose of that, and just use that for the purpose and reach the goal. Yeah, and it's, yeah, that when we talk, that's why in Bhagavad Gita, as it is, yeah, there is disclaimer. What is the disclaimer? That have faith. And now sometimes people may think that when this disclaimer is there, is it not blind faith? Just blind faith? No. What is happening is that this blind faith is eventually getting proven. Then this whatever initial open, actually what does that faith is called is openness. It is not just you are accepting it. You are open to hear what is going to come and then building your faith. Huh? Sagar Prabhu? So it is initially that this is that it's the openness that you are there. You are not accepting something. When you accept, then you call it as faith. Hmm? So it is that open-mindedness through which we are coming, and then when we are, what Krishna is saying that hey, we are the soul, we are this, we the, then when these contexts are coming through shastras and uh, through the proofs, then what is happening is then our faith is scripturally strengthened. Then it is no more just accepting or being open-minded, but we are concluded that this is absolute truth, and then we are accepting it. That is called faith. Or hmm?
Yes,
still
Prabhuji.
still confused, yeah, because this aspect is so sensitive because we are going to that starting point. We are trying to get to that starting point where is there no faith or not, or is there a faith? And if there is a faith, is it not blind faith? Because we don't know the knowledge. So, and then does it mean that for everything initially we have blind faith? That's the question. That's the thing, right? Where we go in that direction. We think that, okay, are we not having blind faith for everything in the beginning? Yeah. But initially, we don't have that faith. Initially, what we have is only that we are open. We are open to see what is going to come. And then we will start build faith on it.
True, Prabhuji.
Hmm? Yeah. What do you say, Sagar Prabhu? Right?
Yes, Prabhuji. I mean, what you said is absolutely true.
Hmm.
I was just putting actually myself in a slightly different way where, let's say, I mean, as you said, with Guru and Shastra, if we back it up, I think that would be obviously the perfect way of doing things, right? But
Hmm.
let's say in my case, as best example, I did not do anything in the last 38 years. I just started in 1 2 years.
Hmm.
So if someone like this gets into this path and they don't have time to actually back it up with all the things that Shastra says. I
Hmm.
recently heard of a story where there is one Rishi where, he's also very much interested in gaining as much knowledge and going through that Jnana Yoga. And
Hmm.
then he realizes that his body does not support him because it is almost end of his life. And then he
Hmm.
prays to Lord Indra
Hmm.
and he asks for a boon, and that boon is, give me the second life so that I start from where I ended, not
Hmm.
from zero. And I know that in my second life that I had my first life, and all that knowledge which I've gained is still there.
Hmm.
And then Lord Indra, he is
Gives
very
it.
much,
Hmm.
yeah, he says yes, and then I think it goes on, and then it never
Many
ends up, right?
lifetimes. Yeah.
So I thought maybe, I
No,
think,
that is very nice point. No, that see that becomes like, are we want to? Is our goal to become gnani or not? That is defining. If our
yeah.
goal is that we think that we want to be gnani, there is no end. But if our goal is to become bhakta, we need to know that with which we can practice bhakti, right? That
Yeah.
knowledge we need to have. More than that is not needed. More than that is only disturbance. It's just like if you I have a colleague who went for a trekking for a week, and then he in what is it called? What is it in the Austria? This places. I mean
Alps.
Alps, and
Skiing,
that
yeah.
they call one the whole Belt as something. I forgot the name.
Vorarlberg.
No, I'm not able to get it.
Okay.
Where this Schwanstein, Neuschwanstein is there. What is this called, please?
Algau region,
Al
Prabhuji.
Algao and yeah, something similar. Yeah. So his wife, and along with them, they have a family, friends of 10 people. They wanted to go for a 7 day, and now imagine they have to carry a lot of load for 7 days, right? Or they want to, they are on their own, and now if they are going to carry everything, they have to carry on their own. There is no vehicle that is going to come and pick, because they are going to trek on these snow mountains and different tough terrains where vehicles cannot help them. They cannot keep pulling, yeah, all the. So what they have to do, they have to very scrutinizingly understand what is the absolute needed thing. Yeah. Why? Because they are on a trekking. They say now they have a trade-off. They can they carry food, which whatever they want to eat 3 times a day, or is something food capsules that they can take, which gives same strength and carry on with their mission. Because they are trekking, they need to they will get a lot of spasms. They need to have a lot of magnesium. So they what are I mean what I want to tell is that when we know what kind of endeavor we are going to take and what we need to achieve that, how difficult it is, what conditions will be, then we cannot just say that, oh, doesn't matter, I can carry a lot of things. No, we cannot carry everything. We cannot become the perfect gyanis in terms of understanding everything. No, if we know the ultimate essence of it, backing up, I mean, this is the reason also I struggle also is that there are very intellectual, analytical people who want to really know and then only advance. But for advancing, even if you apply it and do it, yeah, just like if you are doing a, what is it called, Hari Kirtan, yeah, when you are doing a Kirtan, yeah, just if you are chanting Hare Krishna, automatically that is giving you the piety, or that is giving you the bhakti that you are longing for. That is doing it. How and all, it can only enhance, yeah, or support you to not fall down, that otherwise you may think, hey, this is only a um, people are doing every day, I am also doing. People are not advancing, I am also not advancing. Then we will fall down. The probability is very high, because we see some people, hey, they have been doing this japa for last 20, 30, 40 years. Yeah, in Sagar Prabhu, your case, you said 30 years you didn't do anything and now you are doing. Huh? I'm telling about people who are doing 30, 40 years seriously bhakti, but they left bhakti marg. Yeah, that is also danger, right? There is also danger of losing the track. Hmm? It could be because of either blind faith or taking so much gnan that we think that, hey, I start doubting the Shastras now. Both are there. Both risks are there. Either because of overburdening, yeah, you cannot travel 7 days long alone, uh, or not taking any food. If you just go that 7 days, if you want to go, what is happening? The batteries are gone. Yeah, we can't go longer, isn't it?
Yeah, yes, Raj.
So there is a risk of both. Yeah, so we have to see that on one side, I understand what you're saying is now if we start looking at each and every reason and start digging out and all those things, it will take a lot of time. When will I have time to practice bhakti then? Isn't it? Yeah. If I'm just now looking into encyclopedia, Wikipedia, or Google and all those things, if I start doing, there is a very high risk that I will end up in something where I don't know what is this. And then we will just either give up or just we will try it, and there is a risk associated, whether we may succeed or may not succeed. But when we are taking the support of Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru, then there is no problem, because there is not just one stick we are taking support. Yeah, it's like a tripod on which you put a camera. yeah, which is firm, very firm. It will not fall. And on from that camera, you are seeing the world very stable. Similarly, when we are footed on the basis of Shastras, Sadhu, and Guru, our vision is very stable and we are able to see things as it is. Whenever one of these is not there, huh, what happens to the tripod? It will lose balance. And then what is happening? Uh, we 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 may not be able to sustain for long, yeah, unless there is a support. Anyway, I'll stop here. I think we just not even read this verse. Maybe next week we will again go through the purport of this as well. But my point somehow was like, okay, are we on a blind faith or are we are establishing our faith? Yeah, and for that, this openness that is needed is very important, that Bhagavad Gita. And then of course we can put this openness in everything, but some things after we see our experience says that this is not truth. Yeah, why? Because it is not based on Shastras, uh, and or even though if it is based on Shastras, we will come up with contradictory and confusing outcomes. Yeah, as Dinesh Prabhu we were discussing in the context of your example. Yeah,
Yes,
and
Prabhuji.
Guru. When we don't have guru, when we don't have a guide, what will happen is we are uh, in a mode of seeking on our own, which is prone to imperfection. Yeah, because our eyes are imperfect, our senses are imperfect. When so much is imperfect, how can we expect a perfect outcome? Yeah, isn't it? So that's why when we have these three things, then whatever we are doing is absolutely clear and successful. Any questions, anyone?
Um, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you,
Avinash
Prabhuji,
Prabhu.
for here clearing many points, very valuable points. I was thinking that some people take one aspect from Bhagavad Gita and put complete faith in that and reject other aspects of Bhagavad Gita. So, for example, some people put faith in Karam Yoga and they believe only in doing Karam, that
Mm-hmm.
for that like giving donation for, to temples and
Mm-hmm.
doing those things, but they reject other aspects like the main aspect of Bhakti
Mm-hmm.
Yoga. So, do we say that they have faith, but their faith is not but their faith is like very narrow-minded faith?
Mm-hmm.
So, what do we say to those people? What do we consider? They have faith, but not yeah complete faith or is yeah or blind faith or yeah. What do we say?
Yeah, that is also some faith, some amount of
Yeah.
faith, right? So otherwise, why will see after all working so hard and earning money, if he is not putting, I mean, if he is not just spending on his own, but he's also investing or not investing, he's also bringing it into donations or sponsoring. That also has, unless you have faith, na, you will not do it, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So. And now, yeah, Krishna himself is saying what are the different levels of bhakti, who is a topmost bhakta and who is a neophyte bhakta. And just like I would say that this is a on a matrix, right? It's not 1, 2, 3, 4 digits, not integers, but it is like 1.1111 something. So it's a continuous floating value, which means in faith, yeah, there are two extremes. There are two extremes. What is the two extremes? One is who is absolute atheist, who don't believe at all, having no faith at all, and one the other thing is 100% faith. Ananyas chintayanto mam yejanam paryupasate. And what is that? The ananyas chintayanto mam. There is no unflinching faith. Yeah, we're talking about Krishna is declaring. I think that is coming in this chapter. Nitya yukta upasate. Nitya yoga upasate. 22, I think. One second. Uh, yeah, Ananyas Chintayanto Mam Yejana Paripasate Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yogakshema Bahamyam. Krishna is declaring that I am going to take care of that person. Who is that person? But those who always worship me, Ananyas Chintayam, with no deviation, Ananya Bhaktas, yeah, with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. Krishna is assuring that. So, but what about the people who are in the middle? Huh? What about that person who is 22.2222 or 25.1 or 99.3? What about them? Hmm? When they have not given their full exclusive devotion to Him, is not Lord is not favoring them? No, He is also favoring them so that He can come tomorrow to 23 point something above. Hmm? So the Lord is always Suhrida Sarva Bhutanam. So He is a well-wishing Father who is residing in the hearts of everyone. So He definitely favors, and they are also devotees. They are also His devotees. Yeah, Adiras Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, right. Yeah. I mean, they
Yeah,
are also in the process, but yeah, one day they will come to know about also bhakti, and they
yeah,
start
yeah,
doing by the mercy of Guru and
yeah.
Krishna. Yeah.
Because they are also gaining credit.
Mm,
That is very important. For everything, because Lord doesn't forget even a small thing that we do for Him. So when someone is sponsoring for something, someone is coming forward, giving donations and all those things, why will Lord want to be indebted to them? Yeah, He is the Father, so He always want to give even more than what His kids can or want to give. So He reciprocates. That is why He is called Rasa. Rasa Vigraha, Rasa Shekara. Why? Because He is always involved, engaged in exchanging mellows with His devotees. In every exchange, whatever is happening. Yeah,
yeah. Yes, Prabhuji.
yeah.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Else we close the day. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. So we just stuck in this one verse today, or didn't even start. Harika Mataji, you have inspired me to speak on this. Yeah, it's not my blame. It's not my fault.
Today,
Huh?
very interesting discussion from everybody. Nice questions and answer session today. I felt.
Yeah. Okay. In spite of all this, I think always our mind can bring back to this question about faith or not faith or blind faith that keeps coming. But the formula is always the same. Mm. Shastras, Guru, and Sadhu. That is the, yeah, even that is also how, I mean, there's a very nice Back to Godhead magazine article about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, where Satswarup Goswami Maharaj, he also used this. There is, we know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, but how? How? The references he gives in that context, he brings this very important point that there is a there is a historian who is Stanley uh, Stanley Morpelt, oh no, Malpert, yeah, Malpert, who was from US or yeah from UK, I don't know. He came, yeah, from UK, and in 1948 he came to India. When he came to India, that was that moment when Gandhiji was assassinated. When he was assassinated, he really got disturbed or moved by what is happening. And then though he was a marine engineering, he gave up that marine engineering, and he started understanding Indian history. He started understanding Indian history, and because at that time Pakistan was also part of yeah, when he's collecting the history, also part of history or India. So he is well known for his contribution as a historian about India and Pakistan. And recently in 2019 he passed away, where Pakistan said that he is a very, very genius who brought so many facts into light. And in that context, he was saying that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, yeah, he is a Bengali saint who has presented devotion or bhakti, yeah, in an unparalleled way. and there he established that he is he was a pioneer in that. Of course, that was historical, shastrical way. Yeah, one reference, and then there is other. He started going further, explaining that from the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat, yeah, which are shastras, how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is established as the supreme personality of Godhead. So in that way, and then he was blessed by who? By Srila Prabhupada, yeah, as spiritual master. So in that way, sadhu, shastra, and guru, through the references of all this, how one can understand that absolute truth. Yeah, he established that uh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the supreme Lord. So similarly, whenever we have on working out our way on establishing true faith, that we don't waste our faith in something bogus, but on absolute truth. For that, what is needed is the support of these three things. Yep, Harika Mataji. So that can give also a context, a live example, how to establish faith on right things. Okay. Okay then, thank you. Vanchakalpatarabhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In the 18th of March is Gaur Purnima, and I have already posted in our group, right? So in Kalon Temple, Gauradesh, there will be a big festival, and as we started, we want to support, yeah, these kind of festivals in different places in Germany. So we can sponsor for the Mahaprasad that will be offered, yeah, to the Lord and devotees on this day. So yeah, feel free to take part of it. Thank you. Hare Krishna. The Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Sri Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.